And we're live. Welcome to the Holy Fire Hangout, where tonight's topic is going to be Moldavite. And Neil333 is co-hosting the event. He and I had mutual divine downloads of Moldavite within days of each other, and we didn't know we were doing it. So it was we decided to pull this hangout together. So my name is Will Mitchell. I'm a Reiki master teacher in Austin, Texas, and I specialize in Usui Holy Fire Reiki. Neil is a channeler and intuitive, and he offers private sessions, and you can get in touch with him. There's info in the link below on YouTube on the information box. You can email him at neil333.com. Check him out on Google+, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And the Twitter. He does the Twitter. So tonight, in the room, we have Carolina, Cheryl, Michelle, Miguel, Neil, Omaira, Sheldon, Sean, and Raymond. Welcome, Michelle. Yes?
Sorry. Welcome.
So the format for tonight is I'll do an overview of Reiki, the Reiki ideals, what's the Holy Fire, talk about the three heavens, and the difference between meditation and a Holy Fire meditation experience. Then we'll dive right in. We'll start talking about Moldavite. Afterwards, we'll do a Holy Fire meditation concentrating on Moldavite, and we'll see what type of information we get. So Reiki is a Japanese relaxation technique that also promotes healing. It's made up of the two Japanese words Rei and Ki, where Rei means divine and Ki means energy, spiritually guided life force energy. Now, Mikao Usui, when he rediscovered Reiki in the 1920s, he gave us the Reiki ideals. He called it the secret art of inviting happiness, the miraculous medicine for all diseases. Just for today, do not anger, do not worry, and be filled with gratitude. Devote yourself to your work and be kind to people. Now, the Holy Fire is that burning in your heart. It's your connection to all that is. It's your connection to your highest level of excitement. It's this and much, much more. It's your connection. It flows in, through, and around everybody. It's what binds the universe together. Holy Fire Reiki is an evolution in Reiki. It's both powerful and gentle, as well as provides purification, healing, empowerment, and guidance. And today, we're going to use it for guidance about Moldavite. Holy Fire Reiki is noticeably more refined and comes from a higher level of consciousness. It is unlimited. Now in Holy Fire Reiki, we teach of the three heavens, where the first heaven is our 3D universe. It's the people in it. It's Mother Earth. It's the planets. It's the stars. It's the plants and animals. And second heaven is everything that's non-physical, dualistic, and ego-based. And the third heaven is beyond ego and clear expressions of God's unlimited love, power, and awareness. And it always respects free will. So now Moldavite. Anybody unmute, tell me what you know about Moldavite.
Moldavite is dope.
Moldavite, it's like a comet, it is, and it's apparently very high energy. It is stone, and if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong in this, but I do think it's like a kind of black, if I'm not mistaken, and it's extremely expensive too.
It is sold by the gram, yes.
I'm not. I think they It's a super high vibrational energy. If you're looking to calm down, this will not be of help to you. Um, However, it also, from what I know, the only thing I think I know about it having is that it really opens up connection with ETs and higher beings. It's a good stone for that, is my
Yeah.
understanding. Not to say that I'm right. That is what I think I know.
Yeah, that's right, because that's what I got from it, because it's like the stone itself doesn't come from Earth, it's from another planet itself, so it holds that, it carries that vibration. It carries that vibration of being, it's an alien itself, it's a being itself, it's got a consciousness, and it's an alien being because it comes from another planet, so it holds that vibration, so that's why you can use it well to communicate with aliens if you want to, or to get in touch with them, or to get into that right vibration. So.
Yes. So what our scientists know about Moldavite is there's a common theory that's widely accepted that a meteorite impacted in southern Germany in Nürnberger Reis about 14 million years ago. And it bounced, and if you look at the event page, there's I put the map of where it went. So it bounced in Germany and then landed in two spots in what is today the Czech Republic. And depending on where it was mined in the Czech Republic or in southern Germany, you get different aspects of different elements that are mixed in with the silicon. It is a lot of glass. It's between a pale, translucent green to a dark brown. You can get it anywhere in there. They have mastered making fake Moldavite, but you can tell when you actually look at it whether it was made by the cooling of the earth or in a process in the lab. There is no such thing. There's no real Moldavite. It's called lab Moldavite. It's fake. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. We know that it's a 5.5 hardness on the Mohs scale. It could be opaque, translucent, or transparent. It has a specific gravity, if you know what that is. And there's lots of different technical details, but since it came from outer space and intermixed with the materials under Earth, it is a great combination stone of extraterrestrial and earthly energy. And we're going to connect to it. So Neil, when you made your video a couple weeks ago, what was some of the information you included in it?
Okay, so I've been working with Moldavite for maybe a year and a half, something like that. So when I got the Moldavite, I experimented with it a lot. And there's a book by Robert Simmons. I didn't read the whole book. I only read there's a channeling section in it where they went to channelers and they asked the channelers information. They asked entities, and the entities, there's really good information in that section here. I don't know about the rest of the book because I never read the rest. But so what I did, I experimented with it quite a lot. And some of the things, it's like I know it's not a crystal, but it's like all crystals work for people differently. So you get some crystals will work well for some people when they use them in certain ways, and they'll work well for other people in other ways. And it seems the same with Moldavite. So one of the things that I did with this is my Moldavite here, and it's like this is I've got a bracelet as well. That's my bracelet. The bracelet's tumbled, so this has all been tumbled, so that's all smooth, and this one's raw. Now the raw pieces for definitely the raw is much more direct. I wouldn't say it's slightly strong. It feels slightly stronger, but it's more a direct energy. It feels more, yeah, it just feels more direct. It's, the tumbled stuff is a wee bit more gentle on you, but it's still quite powerful. It's still very powerful. when you first buy Moldavite, if you first purchase some, you definitely want to use quartz with it. You definitely want to carry a piece of quartz. Moldavite's good for wearing, and if you do wear it, I would advise you to get a piece of quartz. Any type of quartz will do, whatever you feel drawn to, because it stabilizes the energy, because you get sore heads in the beginning till you adjust to the energy. So yeah, some of the things I've used Moldavite for, opening my chakras up. You can put it in water, and if you put it in water, you can put it in the water with quartz as well. Leave it in the sun for a while, and the vibration will go into the water, and then when you drink the water, it'll really strengthen your Kundalini energy. I used to feel it going right up my spine, and I'd feel it in certain chakras. So it's really good for doing that. What else have I tried using it with? So yeah, I've also put it on my third eye a lot. For me, it didn't work so much on my heart chakra, but my third eye, it used to work a lot on my third eye, because that piece is curved. I purposely bought a piece that was curved because it fits right on the bridge of your, on the bridge of your head, right here above the top, where your third eye is. So I used to just put it on there and read. I'd just lie back and read a book, and yeah, that really opened up my third eye. So yeah, it's good for opening your third eye. In the book, it says it's also good for opening up your chest, your chest, your heart chakra, and your crown as well. But I know with other people, sometimes it does other things to other chakras. So I think it works well on all your chakras, to be honest. And it depends on the person what chakras it's going to focus on the most. Seems with a lot of people it helps your third eye. I've used it in meditation a lot. Sometimes it's took me into very deep meditations. So that's interesting when that happens. I channeled it once. I tried channeling it once to see what information it would give me, and I just started making all these. I thought I was sure all this information was going to come, and just these tones started coming out. It's so bizarre. So you'll see that on my YouTube. You might want to have a look, because I think it's some sort of activation or something. I don't know what, but yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, it's definitely, for me, it's very high vibrational. But I much prefer wearing it with quartz. There's only certain types of quartz I can wear it with as well. Some quartz are too high vibrational to wear with it. Smoky quartz is the best one that I've used with it so far for me, because smoky quartz is quite grounding, so it keeps you grounded, and the Moldavite keeps you up. So yeah, one last thing I'll say about it is a lot of people you read a lot about this if you go and look for information on Moldavite, it'll put you on a fast track through your life, and it does do that, but it doesn't do it a lot of people get it for that reason, but you have to also acknowledge that it's going to bring up a lot of your belief systems. So if you're not ready to start really working on your belief systems, then yeah, it might not be the best idea to get a piece. You can wear it on and off. Some people do that. I bought a piece for my mother. She wears hers on and off, but she can't wear it too long because she gets sore heads, but she's getting used to that now. But yeah, you can wear it on and off if you want to do it that way. But yeah, for me, it's very powerful. I find it very powerful, a very powerful substance for sure. So yeah, I could go into more detail, but I'll end up talking for a long time. And if you do want to know more details about it, you can look at the video that I made. It's on my YouTube, and you'll see me talk about it in a bit more depth. But yeah, I think that's enough for now. So yeah, thank you, Will.
So my advice, if you're going to pick a piece of Moldavite, I wouldn't just go to your crystal store and pick up any piece. As with any crystal that you're going to purchase, touch them, hold them. And if you have to touch every single piece of Moldavite in the store, and if none of them suit you, just hold on to it, put it between your hands, bring it up to your heart chakra, and just sit with it for a minute. And if you're not liking the way this particular stone vibrates, then don't get it if you're not feeling it. But if you're feeling it, wow, I love this stone, then buy it. And don't feel like you have to buy one. I'm going to buy one, and if you don't like any of the pieces, fine, find another store.
Yeah. The one thing I just want to add to that, when that's spot on what Will's saying. Feel the different Moldavites, because Moldavite, right? What happened? The meteor itself, when it came, the vibration of the middle of it is different from the vibration of the edge of it. So if you take, from what I understand, the core of it was stronger. So don't feel like you have to get the strongest piece, because the strongest piece doesn't vibrate. You've got a signature vibration. You have a signature vibration. So you need to find the stone that resonates in comparison with your signature vibration. I'm not trying to say people are stronger than other people, but there has to be a balance. And maybe if you've got a very powerful vibration, maybe that you'll need a less powerful stone to balance it out. So don't feel it's a reflection of yourself. You need to find one that works well with you. So that's spot on. That is spot on what Will's saying there. You do get a feel for them. Get a feel for which one you want to use.
So Michelle, do you want to unmute and talk about muscle testing?
I was just curious because I don't feel stones like the same way you do. Like when I, like vibrationally, like I'm drawn to them maybe like psychically, but sometimes when I can't choose, I will ask the proprietor to, like I'll put it in my hand and ask them to do a muscle test. Or I know you can also test holding your fingers to see if this is this the stone for me, basically, or even a pendulum. But that's me. I don't know if you subscribe to that idea or if you,
Totally.
because if I were to walk into a store and depend on getting a vibration in my hand, then I would never buy stones, and I buy stones all the time.
Right. So what I mean is you trust your intuition, no matter what it is. Whether you say, oh my goodness, this is so pretty, it's telling you that it wants to come home with you through the pretty. So I'm going to pick up a stone and I'm going to demonstrate the muscle test that Michelle was talking about. So when I muscle test is I put the stone in my left hand, any hand, and then what I do is I have somebody resist. Okay, somebody push down and I try to resist. Okay, if it's a good stone for me, you tell me, Michelle, how do you do it? I mean, to me, if it's a good stone for me, I will be able to resist. If it's too powerful of a stone for me, it'll cause my muscle to be weak, and I'm not supposed to have it.
I've never thought about a stone being too powerful. It's never occurred to me before,
Right.
quite frankly. So I've only, like, is this stone useful for me? Like, is this good for something that I want to be working on in my meditations,
Right.
or whatever? So it's like, yes, this is the stone for you, or no, it's not. So I've never, but yes, I can resist. It will, if it is for me, then my arm will not go down, and if it is not for me, it goes down very easily.
Yes.
Very easily. Like, it's bizarre.
Okay, so in another way to do it is kinesiology. So I take it in my dominant hand and I put it over my solar plexus right here. Okay? And all I do is I tell the stone, if this is for me, I'm going to lean into the stone. So if I start leaning into it, then it's a good stone for me. And if I start leaning away from it, then it's not for me, and I won't buy it.
Right.
And to me, I don't necessarily go through those types of things. I mean, I either buy it or I don't buy it.
That's because you have the magic tingle hands.
Magic tingle hands. Moldavite's also very expensive per gram, so they're going to weigh your Moldavite before you buy it. And small pieces cost like $25. So it's another reason why you want to test it. You want to make sure you want the Moldavite before you just run out and buy it. And
yeah, one of the good places, I'll just add this, one of the good places, if you want to find it cheap, look at buying it from Czech Republic straight from there, because I know there's some sites. I'll pass it on to Will, and he can put it in the comments later, or I'll stick it in the comments. But yeah, there's a few sites in Czech Republic, and you can get the pieces much cheaper, but you're going to have to pay for the postage as well, so you need to add that up. But yeah, if you're going to buy big pieces, it might be better actually buying it from there and having a look. So yeah, that's all I want to add with that.
I want to share a really quick thing about Moldavite and its energy. If you're not, I had a friend who was wearing or carrying around Moldavite, and she was really in a space where she needed calm. And I said, she's like, look at my cool Moldavite. And I was like, oh no, honey, you need to quit. Because she was literally like having panic attacks all the time. Like the energy is just way too big. She wasn't even, on a spiritual path. I'm like, you need to put that away and here, have some tourmaline.
Yeah, but there is some people that it grounds though. I know a couple of people and it actually grounds them. So
that's probably true. But
yeah, but you're right. Most people, it's very high vibrational for, very. But yeah, there is exceptions to that as well. So there's some people that they'll feel it's a grounding stone. But usually they people are usually very high vibrational people.
They're usually the aliens living among us, probably.
Yeah. Incarnated Moldavite people.
Yes.
But yeah, for me, it's very high vibrational. It's like, yeah, but and like I say, I need to use it with quartz to stabilize it. Otherwise, it's just I feel too ungrounded with it. Definitely.
It's just a cool stone. I like holding them. No piece of Moldavite ever said it wanted to come home with me, but I can connect to every piece I ever touched.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just need to remember for a second, and I go, "Oh, yeah, I remember you, buddy."
Yeah. Yeah, because I wear like that bracelet. I wore that bracelet pretty much every day, and it's like when I take it off, I definitely feel like if I take it off for a day, like if I was to even take it off for like half a day, I could feel a difference in my energy for sure. It totally changes your vibration.
That is fascinating. So I've had this piece of Moldavite, which I never really use because mostly I just want to be a good person. I don't want to talk to ETs all that much. But for this meditation, I put it on my third eye, and it's been giving me a headache the whole time.
Yeah, because actually you're just getting used to the energy. You're getting used to it's changing the vibration, and it's actually affecting your brain, because you're getting a new frequency going through your brain that your body's not used to, because it's an alien. It's from outside the earth. So it's like your body's adjusted. It's actually changing your brain. It's changing the synapse in your brain. So that's why you're feeling like slight pain. Because I've had my synapse in my brain changed in other ways, like no from Moldavite in other ways, and it's the same feeling. You get headaches. So that's why it's an adjustment.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, if you're getting sore heads, what I'd advise is hold a piece of quartz. Hold a piece of quartz. Well, it doesn't have to touch the quartz, as long as you've got the quartz. I have a
huge piece of quartz on me too.
Oh yeah, it's good then. Yeah, it should help that. Yeah, it should.
And other things.
Oh yeah, that's good then.
Grounding stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, today,
sorry, I go well.
I was just going to say, when we meditate today with the Moldavite, is that I'll fill and surround every piece of Moldavite with the holy fire, so that it'll be more natural and the information will come out without the high intense vibration of the stone itself. So it'll assimilate better, and that's what they're telling me now. They're just totally agreeing with what I'm saying.
Yeah, I resonate with that. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm excited to see what information will come out. Yeah, it was very interesting, the information that you got before, and the information you got before resonated a lot. Like I've heard different theories, but that resonated a lot with me. I could sense it, and I feel like there's going to be communication from one of these species. They're going to give messages. I can feel it.
And if any point in time you feel like channeling it, just run with it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit of further information. See, I don't want to pollute the meditation. I want everyone to come up with their own information and share what they have to say. So I'll share that afterwards.
Yeah.
And to me, the holy fire is going to give you whatever experience you need in this now. Okay, so if you don't get a whole bunch of information, don't worry about it. If during the meditation you're only sitting with the bliss, that's totally awesome as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you've got 15 minutes of not hearing kids run around or not thinking about work or anything like that, that's totally awesome. If that's what you need in this now, that's amazing. And if you get information, anything about Moldavite or whatever your experience is, just share it. If you've watched any of my Holy Fire videos, that people have vastly different experiences. And each experience is just as valid as everyone else's. So, would you like to meditate then?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone get comfortable. It doesn't matter if you sit or if you lie down. You can turn off your camera if you want, or you can stare like a zombie like I'm going to. Doesn't matter whether you have your eyes open or eyes closed. I tend to get a little more information with my eyes closed, but sometimes I meditate with my eyes open. So just relax. Let's all take a deep breath. Let's let out an audible sigh. Oh, that felt so good. Let's do that again. Breathing in. And exhale. And if you want to move around a little bit, just so that you relax your shoulders, relax your neck, feel the relaxation flow through your body. Let's try not to cross your legs. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing.
Exhale, releasing.
I'm going to mute you there, Michelle. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Now imagine yourself in a field in southern Germany. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. As you sit in this field, I'm going to ask you to draw your awareness, focus your awareness in towards your heart center. Focus on your bright light. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Your bright light stems from your holy fire. It is your flame that is connected to everyone else's flame, which is the same flame. Every breath you take, that is the breath of life. Every breath you take fans your holy flame, your holy fire, and emits your bright light. With every breath you take, your bright light gets bigger and brighter. Allow the holy fire to brighten your light and fill up your now. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. The holy fire will ensure a safe place for you to meditate about Moldavite. It will be completely natural. Information will flow into every aspect of your being, and everywhere and every when. Allow yourself to receive that information. Allow the holy fire to permeate every aspect of your being. Allow the holy fire to take you on a journey. When you're ready. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now. And slowly open your eyes. If you feel like writing something down, please do so. If you feel like sharing, please do so. Mine was really interesting. I'm going to mute and write some stuff down.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, would you like to share?
Yeah. At the beginning, I mean, I've had some kind of a pressure at the back of my head throughout. Don't know what that was. And some ringing in my ears. Couldn't meditate for the whole time, but while I was meditating, some thoughts came to my head, and one of them was something to do with all the crystals as a whole, and how they're uniting their energies to heal the planet. Whether they are with people or on earth or in water, they're all gathering the energies to heal the planet. And and then my thought inclined towards the water, and something like a confirmation what Neil said about merging them and how they can actually heal the water and they can actually heal the earth that way. And then I focus myself on the Moldavite. I actually got one. I'm waiting for it from the Czech Republic. And he said, yes, just be patient. You will connect. And I don't know if he was telling me this. It was my thought, my thinking saying, just be patient, you will connect. And then there was this being that said, yeah, you can connect with me that way. And then after that, another, honestly, I don't know whether it's me or no, but it's my thinking. And it says, you should mention something about the synchronicity between people thinking or talking about Moldavite and the timing. Something about the timing that's very important. Something about, okay, so what I got was that I should mention that I bought the Moldavite around about the time you guys synchronized with your Moldavites and your webinars. So something told me that I should mention that as well. So saying that the timing is something to talk about because it's important. And that's it. And I just had to stop because I had this pressure at the back of my head.
Thanks for sharing. That was awesome.
I know.
Yeah, thanks
Oh
for
my
that.
God, I have to share because it's so related to that pressure.
Okay.
So weird. So to be fair, I had more than Moldavite. I had lots of other stones. So, but my focus was on Moldavite. So at the back of my head, and it's still there is a vortex, and it feels like the Milky Way looks, is what it feels like. Very intense, but it's heavy, like dense pressure. So I had that, and then I had a little situation. Well, one thing that's never happened to me in a Holy Fire Hangout is like a complete like blisscape. Like I wasn't like seeing, sometimes you'll have visions or whatever, or words. This time it was really like black space. And there was a smile on my face the entire time, and that never happens. And I felt like all full of joy. So that was really neat. And the other weird thing is I had some like I had some bursts like of like light come where my third eye is. So that was starting to happen toward the end. But I also had something that felt like Morse code in a particular spot on my body happening for a couple of minutes, which was odd. So it was a lot different than any other, as they usually are. But the Moldavite definitely like gave me a blissy feeling and a very heavy vortex pressure at the back of my crown. And the other thing is I could feel, because my Moldavite was like kind of like in my third eye area, I could feel like both hemispheres kind of sinking. Like I could feel energy flowing, kind of like in the infinity, back and forth, trying to sink. So that was my experience.
Welcome a day.
Hi. I know I'm a late joiner. I tried. Hangout was full.
Yeah.
Right.
Either way, I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
Better late than never, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thanks for sharing, Michelle. That was amazing. I'm glad it was so intense for you.
It was
And that
so
you were huge smile.
it's so weird to like be grinning while you're like the entire time you're meditating and realizing like I have this vacuous space in my chest. I don't know that too. So it's like this just huge joy pocket. But but it didn't have, flowers or anything. It was just literally like, open space,
Right.
black space. So it was cool. Thanks.
Very cool. Well, Mayra, did you want to share? Maybe she's still in meditation.
There she is. Yeah, you're on mute just now, so you have to unmute if you want to share. There's a little button at the top. Unmute you.
She did it before.
Alright, okay.
There she goes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, this is my first time. I've like,
That's
I
alright.
had to do this time. Okay,
That's
great.
fine, don't worry.
So Moldavite, the piece I have, it's very beautiful. I fell in love with it when I saw it at the store, but I don't get much from it. I can sleep with it. I can wear it all day. I don't. Not much happens to me. I don't know why. So I don't have the same experience that others have.
Hmm.
I want to. I'm constantly asking my Moldavite to. I don't know if it's not. I mean, I know I heard Neil say that you should put it in the sun and activate it, and I have.
Hmm.
I did that I did that yesterday and today, preparing for today's meditation. But
Nice.
I'm not getting
That's all right.
what you
You've got
guys
a lot of
get.
stuff subconsciously anyway, so don't feel like you never
Exactly.
got anything. So it's there, but you've just not realised that. That's all right. And you might have an experience later with it as well when you're on your
Ex-
own. So
I hope so. All right.
Exactly. Well, your piece, since you flashed it up, it's doing lots of work for you.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since you like being around it so often. Here, I'm going to present you. So, yeah,
This piece here.
it's giving
It's beautiful.
it is absolutely. It's giving a huge aura of protection. I don't like using the word protection, but for you, that's what it's doing. It's keeping you at a high vibration. Do you find that you don't argue or fight or things as much since you've had that Moldavite?
Um, no.
No.
My awakening process has triggered me. Oh, so I guess maybe what Neil said, that this would bring everything, you know, everything that I need to come up. So it's moving me quite fast. So
Okay.
I'm not awakening very gracefully or graciously. I'm trying to, but I'm no, but anyways, but I love it though. Like
Uh-huh.
I think it's the most beautiful. I mean, I love wearing it. I think it's beautiful.
That's good. It's listening to you, just letting you know.
Okay, thank you.
So all the positive words you say to it, that's enhancing your connection with it.
Can I just say something I forgot to tell you guys before?
Sure.
When I was having those thoughts about all the crystals joining together, um, it was the sun empowering, giving them power, as well as the water as well. So Omaira reminded me that the sun as well is giving them power to do that. So I mentioned it.
So Ray, did you meditate at all? Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, Umayra.
Thank you.
Did you wish to share anything else, Umayra?
No.
Okay. I just
Thank
wanted to
you.
make sure that, just in case I cut you off.
No, thank you.
Bill, I do want to ask you something, though. I know I didn't
Yes.
join in, but sometimes when I meditate, I feel like I'm being lifted out of my body, but something keeps me like down. And I'm
Hmm.
not sure what it is. Are you able to connect with that and tell me what that could be?
I just keep getting that it's you.
It's a big possibility, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's it's your belief system, is what it is.
Hmm.
Is that when you feel yourself go, it's almost like fear comes in just for a second. It's just like, am I going to get back into my body? Am I going, is this, you know who your people are.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't you think that they can help you get back into your body if that's what you need to do?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, it feels so physical. Like,
Uh-huh.
it does. So I guess it's something I got to work on. It's hard letting go of the 3D. Sometimes I could be like very 3D.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure all of us can, but at that moment I feel 3D because I don't know what's happening. And
Right.
it's very physical, like I'm literally being lifted, and I don't know if my whole body was going to lift or I'm going to astrally project. It's the unknown. It's fear of the unknown.
Right. And don't worry about it. So just sit there and say, all right, just for today, I'm going to sit here and not allow it. I'm going to sit in the bliss. And maybe you worry about that tomorrow. And then tomorrow you just say, okay, just for today, just for now, I'm going to go another step further. Or I'm going to say, I want to experience this. So if you always set your intention before you meditate, that it will allow you, the holy fire, God will come in and then respect your boundaries and your free will and give you the experience that you're allowing yourself to have.
Beautiful.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. So Neil, did you want to share what you got?
Right, okay, I'll tell you what some of the stuff I got, okay? Because it's building upon a lot of the stuff that you gave before. So, okay, one of the things I can tell you is this. One of the things that I got is this, okay? So, so it came from another planet, okay? There was another planet that had become destroyed. And before even any of that, there was a calling from Gaia, okay? So Gaia called out, because Gaia, I've never connected with Gaia like really fully like that before, right? But she was telling me like, right, what's happened is Gaia, she's put out this call because she knows everything that's going on with humanity, that was going to happen with humanity, and that we were what her purpose was, right? So she knew all of this before. So she knew that there was going to be, humans were going to go into the dark stage, and then they were going to break out, which is what we're doing now. So she put out a call in, and she said, I need help with this. So who can help me? And this other planet agreed, I'll help you. And this is building upon what Will had said before, but there was entities on that planet who, not all of them, but some of the wiser ones, like the monks and the elders and stuff, they were putting their consciousness into the planet. So they did that. The planet got destroyed, right? When the planet got destroyed, right, I knew that's what its purpose was. And it started, this big section of the planet started hurling towards Earth. And it's like, I've seen it, and it's like blasting through space. And it's like other planets are talking to it and stuff as it's passing them, and it's just like, don't care. And it's just like, it's going straight for Earth. And that's why it carries that vibration still. So that's why when you get Moldavite, that's what happens with you in your life. It gives you direction in your life. And you'll just be like, boom. And that's why that's what I was talking about before. Sometimes it's too much, because that's what it does. You're just like on this track, and you're just going a billion miles an hour, and that's that. That's what it feels like with Moldavite sometimes. That's because it still carries that vibration, because it knew its purpose. So what it did is, and it's interesting this as well, what happened is it started hurling towards Earth, right? And it smashed into the Earth, right? And it showed me how it happened as well. What happened is it smashed into the Earth, and when it smashed in, it melted because it got so hot. It just like instantly like melted. It went like lava, and then that splat, it's like it splashed. Like if you get some water and you throw it on the ground, and it would splash. That's what basically happened, and it splashed, and it'd be like molten lava, and it infused with earth, and it splashed back out instantly, and then it rained down back in. So that's why you get a lot of the teardrops. What actually happened is, part of the reason this happened as well is because Gaia knew the purpose of humans, right? The purpose of humans is to integrate with aliens and to spread out. That's the purpose of us, because we've got like 22 different types of alien DNA in us, and that's way off the board. Like there's no other species do this. We're like way, and that's a big part of your purpose, is to be infused with aliens. And Gaia's doing the same. So she had to facilitate that first. She had to take her infusion first, so that we would start being able to take our infusions. Because Gaia and us, see, this is the thing with Moldavite that I told me, right? Is Moldavite is a part of Gaia, because it's an infusion of Gaia. Gaia's infused with it. So it is, even though it's an alien, it is actually a part of Gaia, because when it infused into her, it changed her whole vibration. And even people that don't use Moldavite, they have no carrying it, they're still getting affected by it because it's a part of her vibration now. And you're a part of her. So that's what happened. She took the infusion so that we would be able to take infusions, because we resonate with her vibration. We are part of her. So she did it first, and then we can start doing it after her. So that was part of the reason it was done as well. There's more to it than that as well, and there's more about the location as well. But I want to see what Will got first. I want to see what Will says, because it's building up on what Will got before, so it's better to Will speak now. So.
Totally cool. Totally cool. So I got 4 experiences. And so the first one was really interesting. Okay, so I was taken to a stereotypical Romani fortune teller with they have the carts and the wagons, and they go in groups, and she's in her 60s. She carries this big chunk of Moldavite around her neck. And what it was doing is, when people came and they weren't so nice, it was diffusing their negative energy, and it was sucking up the negative energy. And after she was done, what I saw her doing, whether she was giving a reading or a fortune telling or doing spirit removal or anything like that, she held the Moldavite in her hand, and I saw her going back outside of the wagons, and she was just spitting, just going symbolic of taking the negative energy that was stored in the Moldavite from the reading or the detoxification of the person, and just spat it out and give it back to Gaia, because Gaia knows how to take care of that energy. She provided a whole bunch of services, which was really nice. She was an odd character, but this was just this one individual. She did a lot of spirit removal, exorcisms, if you would call it. And the Moldavite really helped with the raising the vibration, encompassing the vibration of the other person who's having whatever malady or experiencing a negative entity in them, and it did its job of just grounding it. It just took it away and put it into Gaia, and it worked really well. Which also corresponds, while other people were talking, I'm reading this one website, and it's one of the best stones to use for psychic protection, as negative entities find it difficult to connect with your aura when you're wearing it. And this is like, when I read that, I just started chuckling. It's just like, exactly. And that's what I'm getting from you, Omaira, is that it's producing such a nice vibration around you that taking steps of gratitude to the stone for doing that, and maybe what you're experiencing is because it's producing such a high vibration around you and you're not quite there yet, that steps of gratitude to meeting it at its level. It's so when I go into a hotel room, the first thing I do is I add Reiki, and I fill up the entire room with Reiki, just in case anybody else had any negative energy. It just clears the energy of the hotel room. And it's kind of like that. And if I'm painting a room, when I'm doing the primer, I put my Reiki symbols in the wall, and then I paint over them. So there's Reiki in the rooms, all the rooms that I paint. A friend of mine told me a story that she painted a room of a house where someone was already living in it, and they weren't of the vibration of the Reiki that she painted into the walls, and the person started getting more agitated and more agitated and more agitated, and eventually moved out because she couldn't handle the vibration. but allow yourself to feel the gratitude, to find things in your life that you're happy about, and think of those things. And ask the Moldavite to help you to be reminded of all the good things in your life. And that way, you are meeting, since you're awakening, you're meeting your awakening with gratitude and joy. Does that make sense? So that was the gypsy lady, the Romani woman, and she was pretty interesting. Another time there was I couldn't tell if she was Persian or Turkish. She was very beautiful. And what the Moldavite, she was many small pieces of Moldavite and one large piece. The Moldavite was sending off such a positive vibration that the men, when they came in and wanted to interact with her in a not so nice way, it kind of forced them to be nice and polite, and so she never had to deal with any of that. She also had a grandmother that was experiencing arthritis, and her pieces of Moldavite, she would just rub it across her aura, and her grandmother's arthritis just felt better. And it's just like it was just on a daily basis. She went to go visit her grandmother, and so I see you smiling, Neil. Does that mean it's resonating with you?
Yeah, it sort of ties in a wee bit with some of the stuff I got as well. So yeah, okay. I understand why it's doing that.
Okay.
I'll speak a bit later.
So the big thing that I got was I was taken to the planet. Okay, and ever since I channeled the original information, I started seeing a father and a son on that particular planet. So there's a planet. 2 weeks ago, I went out on a run, and I wasn't expecting to get any Moldavite information. All of a sudden, I'm running along, and I'm going, wow, Moldavite came from a planet. And it exploded. And I'm sitting there running, and I'm trying not to trip while I'm getting this information. It was really interesting. So I connected in with that energy, and there's a father and a son, and the son might be 8. I saw him at various ages, like 6 and 8 and 10. And the family, because there was a mother and a daughter as well, but mainly what I saw was the interaction between the father and the son. People came to this planet for spiritual retreats and for spiritual cleansings. The work that they did, they weren't very technologically advanced, but other planets in the surrounding star systems were advanced enough technically so that they could come to this particular planet. And the man who ran this particular, I want to call it a spa, I don't know what to call it, because people did relax like in a spa, and there were services like a spa, but the energetic work that they did was simply amazing. It wasn't like a massage that we get. And the whole planet was involved in this process. And the father was training the son, and there's a certain percentage of the population that was also trained in this art, we'll call it an art, where they're connecting with the planet and they're gaining information. And okay, as long as it's bliss, I'm going to keep it going for you, Michelle, okay? So Michelle typed something in the chat box over here about something going on in her crown chakra, but it's the feeling of bliss, and so we'll address that a little later. We'll keep talking. And so this man, I saw him many times that he's just sitting there. There's this big open window. I don't know if it's glass or if it's just out into his yard where he's sitting there connecting, and all of a sudden this huge bright light comes in and just illuminates the whole room. And he's just sitting there, just absorbing it all in, connecting with Source, and being very, very spiritual. There are times that when he's trying to gain information about a particular client, that I see him put his hands down to the planet, and it's a very pale light, white-blue light that he's now sending down to the planet, and the whole floor then lights up in this white-blue light. And then he's getting information and sharing information about the client with the planet, and deciding with the planet on how to treat this one particular individual. And I saw this one person on a table, and just the information that's going back and forth between the practitioner and the client was simply amazing. And he could actually see at the micro level, the nano level of the body, and repair what's going wrong. It was simply amazing. Yes, if it feels too much, just simply ask the pressure to back off. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it's so nice to just say,
yeah, it's too
I'm
much.
sure it wants to share information with you, Michelle.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well. They're trying to connect with you so that you can give information. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's overwhelming, like Will says, just say, yeah, it's a bit too much. You'll still get the energy coming. They'll take the energy off a little bit.
Exactly. So send gratitude for the feelings of bliss, Michelle and Carolina. Send gratitude for the feelings of bliss, and Michelle, they want to. They're so happy and proud that you're going to be ignited in the holy fire. They're so happy. Whether they want to share some knowledge about that or they want to share knowledge, they're just super benevolent. Okay?
Yeah, can you tell who or what? I actually saw Usui's face. I forgot to mention during the meditation.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like I have the Milky Way at the back of my skull. It's so weird.
Uh-huh.
That's really cool.
There's a lot. There's a lot there. And it can't hurt you. We've had the discussions on limiting or expanding your belief system many times, and you know that there's nothing out there that can't do anything except bring you bliss. That you can allow the bliss in if you choose, and you can just have it sit there if you choose.
Oh, I always want the bliss.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting because I had a preconceived idea that Moldavite would be agitating, and instead I got a completely opposite effect. So.
You mean this, Ray? That's part of my Tibetan prayer flags. Okay, so I got Tibetan prayer flags up here. Okay? So Ray only saw this little dangly string and he was curious about it. Normally, when I don't have my crystal grid sitting right there, that I'm like that and you see more of it. But my crystal grid wants to be on TV.
It should be, because it's cool.
Exactly. It's the star. I also saw the family gardening, and they're gardening in such an interesting way. So there's that blue light, white, blue, translucent light that is going into the ground all the time, and I think it's just totally amazing that the light that's how he connects with this planet. And I didn't see where in the timeline of the planet where this man and his family lived and where they did their services, but I don't think it matters at all, because that is the certain percentage of the population that was connected to the planet, and that's the information that they were storing in the planet that was coming to Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, because so I'll tell you the other I'll tell you the other information I got, because that's good that it's worked out this way. Because from what I got is that I connected with a species, and they're like a lizard-like species. They're like humanoid lizards, and I think that they were on that planet, or they were involved with that planet in some way. And what happened on that planet was it broke out into war at one point. And that's how the information I got is that's how the destruction came about, and that's partly the reason as well that the decision was made for it to come, because it gets quite interesting, because basically Gaia's put out the call, and they've been through a lot of the stuff that we're going through, but it went bad for them. They've been through a lot of the stuff, and it seems like they ascended in some way as well. They went through an ascension as well. So that meteor came, and when it came, like I was talking about before, it was surely what it was going to do. And some other entities actually jumped in as well when it was coming to give assistance as well. They were like, we're on board with this. So it came, it smashed into the earth, right, in the middle of Europe. Now, it's called the Stony Transformation. And it is because it's carrying these lessons for us, okay? Now, the war that happened in Germany twice, that's not the biggest war that ever happened. That's not the biggest war, and it's not the most catastrophic. Like, there was much worse wars happened in history, but that's wars, especially the last one, is a very, very important war, because that war brings about transformation in itself, and that war is what's looked back upon now at the ascension. That's the one we look back upon and give ourselves it's like it's a marker for us what not to do, and it was partly brought on for that reason, and the Moldavite actually facilitated that in some way. Gaia actually facilitated that in some way, because there had to be a marker for us to look at and go, never again, otherwise now we would never we would never get through the ascension. So that was also part of the lesson that it brought. It brought that lesson as well. It's called the Stony Transformation because there's more than one reason for this. Okay, it coming to Earth itself. The reason it came to Earth is to help. We're going through a transformation just now, and that was the main reason for it coming, was to help with a shift. And that's what the stuff that's sort of building up to, is to help with a shift, because we have to be able to. It was known that we would cut ourselves off from aliens, and that we would have to come back to reconnecting with them. So that energy is being infused into us, into Gaia, and it's resonating out to us. That is one of the things that helped us stay connected with the aliens, because that's an alien. It helped us keep that connection, so we would never ever lose it. It's always there, infused. That's one of the things, right? So it's also bringing transformation around in the way that the meteor didn't look the way it does now. It changed it transformed itself when it's ploughed into the earth, and it merged with the earth. And that's what we're going to do. We're going through a transformation as well, and humans transformation. We're going to integrate with the hybrid children, and we're going to integrate with them. We're going to fuse with them, and we're going through the same transformation it went through as an alien coming to Earth, and it's blending its energies with the Earth, with Gaia, and that's what's happening with the hybrid children. They're going to come and they're going to blend with us, so we're going to go through the same transformation with them. So there's other things as well. The stone actually went through a transformation in itself. It didn't look like that when it came in the meteor. It transformed itself into and it changed into something else. So there was other information I got as well about the transformation, but I can't remember what it was. It was stuff I got during the meditation, but it'll come back to me. But that lizard species is the one that was talking to me, and I'm no. It's the stuff on the war that happened there. I don't know how accurate it is because there's something to it that's no. I can feel there's something to it that's not quite right about that, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, I was trying to get information on it before, but I never got it. So I don't know if you got any information on that before. Well,
of the war, no, but because I did not ever ask what led to the destruction. I was more interested in what is the benevolence of the society that, and how did they connect into the planet? How did they store that information into the planet? And how can I receive that information to make it a part of my message? How can I put it out to the world? Because that's how I vibrate.
Yeah, but that's good because you've got some of the history, and I got some of the later history, so we can see there's a progression with them, and they do. That's the way they always do. They give different information, to different people, and they can see there was a progression from them being very. And it's the same with us. We were very spiritual a long time ago. We were very, very spiritual, and we went through this transformation to the dark, and that's what they did. But it went badly for them, so they're coming and basically saying, "Don't do this." You know what I mean? Look at our lesson. Look what happened to us. Don't repeat this. You know what I mean? And that's, this is it. This is what I got as well. This is a big, huge shivers now. So this is the big part of the transformation with them. They knew they messed up. They knew they had messed up on their planet and that it went badly destroyed, the planet got destroyed. And they knew they messed up. And this is part of their transformation. Their story's not finished yet because they're taking that energy and they're putting it into us and they're creating positivity from that. So their story of their planet is actually Gaia's story. They've came and put it in to make this work. So they're going through a transformation with us. They're transforming that negative thing that happened into a positive thing for us. And a positive thing for them as well, because they're part of us. And then we go out and we create the positivity to the rest of the universe. So that's the big transformation. That's the main reason it holds that resonance of transformation, because they are going through they're still here. And they're going through the transformation with us. We're doing it together.
Yes.
So that's the reason. That's the big reason for the transformation. So you can use it for that reason. If you want to go, that's what happens when you use it. You go through a lot of people go through a transformation. That's why it holds that energy very, very strongly. So that's their purpose.
So I got two things. One really quick. I didn't make any sense of it until you said it earlier. On one of my other runs, late over the weekend, I did pick up on reptilians on the planet, but it didn't make sense. I'm going, because the guy I keep seeing isn't reptilian, but then I see reptilians there. Okay, well, I just was curious, and I just went back to the other topic. And the second thing is, that is why our ascension is so important for the rest of creation, because our ascension, by us making our nows, we fill our nows with bliss and we start living our lives in a heart-centered way, that not only are we clearing our karmic debt, we are clearing the karmic debt of the entire universe. Okay? The energies have already shifted. The power, when I set my intention for healing and Reiki at this point, if I'm treating one person, I set my intention to treat everyone who's having this exact same issue, so that we're clearing all of humanity, or all of creation, if there's any other entities in creation that are having the same energetic issues that Reiki is going to. Hey, Ray.
Hello. Sorry about the mic there.
Oh, we're totally fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, just trying to figure out my settings on my new iPad.
Nice.
Yeah, having internet issues, so I'm going with data to connect.
So I just wanted to to add something. Can I?
Sure.
All right.
Please.
So normally when I hold my Moldavite, I may not feel much, but when Neil was speaking earlier and had first mentioned, I'm holding my Moldavite throughout the entire conversation. When he was speaking about that he, at the first moment when he first said that he saw the explosion of the other planet, my heart beat was from my head to my toes, my body, And then when I acknowledged it, it kind of calmed down. But like right now, I am so thirsty.
And
it seems she's
and
always
she left. Well, I got that she was on the planet during destruction.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Exactly. I'm like, really? All right.
Yeah, that's funny she said that because when I was doing the meditation, my heartbeat went up at one point. It was like I've realised like my heart's being quite fast here. Yeah, I can't remember what I was thinking, what information I was getting at the time when that happened, but.
Yeah, I just knew that this was a deep meditation. And a lot of times it's like 10 to 12 minutes that I allow it to go. This was like 22 or 23 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept asking, are we still meditating? And I did a quick scan on everybody. Everybody's deep in. People have left, but people are still in, so let's keep going.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. You know, it's interesting right now that vortex has shifted to a very defined light tingling, and it feels like a very clear delineation of the frontal lobe and then the occipital lobe. And it's hot. And, I mean, it feels nice. It's very soothing in a way. So it's shifted how it feels. I'm sure there's a belief system that one day I will shed where when that happens, I'll actually receive information. Looking forward to that day.
And don't worry about it, because if it's not coming to you, it's not supposed to be in this now. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I am not worried. I do not worry about such things. Everybody experiences things in their own way, in their own time. Much like the girl who just left. You know, I've heard over the last few months stones that I think do one thing, or they do one thing for me, like completely do something that would never be grounding for a person, or completely grounding for another person. Or
Exactly.
give a completely different vibration. So,
which is why you use your intuition. You just don't follow the pattern and say, oh, well, when I'm giving this Reiki treatment, I sense that there's something with her throat chakra. Let me go pick a blue crystal and put it on there. You pick the one that's calling you. Oh, this one, it happens to be pink. It wants to go on the throat chakra. Who am I to say who wants to work where? Just allow it and run with it.
Yeah.
Sarah, how are you?
I am well, thank you.
I'm getting that you have a little information that they're talking to you about.
I'm not sure. I'm listening. I came in the middle of a conversation that I have no idea what's you guys are talking about. So
We're talking about Moldavite.
I got that much, but
Okay,
there was
well,
a conversation before that I was just like, there's a planet that was destroyed. Which planet? And
yes. So I channeled information about 2 weeks ago on a run about Moldavite. It's within a day of when Neil made his video on Moldavite. And I didn't know he was doing his, he didn't know I was doing mine, and all of a sudden I found his. I quick wrote him a note and said, this is what I got. That, gee, there was a planet that blew up about, what was it, 3.5 billion years ago? something like that. And it was a very spiritual planet, and they knew it was going to explode, so they put all their information in the planet. And then when it exploded, it mixed with a star that went supernova about 7.5 billion years ago and made its way towards Earth. And Neil did some other information. He got some more information during our meditation, and so did I. And it's playing off of the same topic, and it was extremely interesting information going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
So, Will, you know, when you mentioned about the light, kind of the white blue light,
Yes.
the first two flashes, I got more than two, but the very first two were very distinct, and it was like in my third eye, and it was that color actually. An orb, I guess, of light in that color. So what's the connection of the color in the story that you were telling?
I don't know. That was just the color that was leaving the man's hands and then going into the ground, and then it enveloped him.
Okay.
And he had various times that he did that. Well, he did it he had a pedestal with a sphere on it, and then he put his hands on it, and then the whole floor went light blue, whitish light blue, and so did the pedestal in his hands, and then his whole aura. That's how he communicated with his planet.
Interesting.
Whether he was sending healing energy or sending time to fertilize the plants. Oh, here's another thing that I got from these individuals. They did not eat. They got their nutrition from the universe. They did not eat or drink. Because I was asking, and I'm going, oh, that's such a lovely family. I wonder what they're going to eat for dinner. And I didn't get any information on what they're going to eat for dinner. They weren't making dinner plans, and they had their garden, but it wasn't to eat. It was like, huh. And then I asked, and then it was like, yeah, we get our nutrition from the universe.
Isn't that how you do it?
One day. I like eating too much. I like actually preparing the food. To me, preparing the food, especially with somebody special, it's romantic. It's absolutely amazing. It's an experience all in itself when you got cooking and dancing and singing and kissing all involved in the same.
I'm not sure how that is connected to Moldavite, but we'll just go with that.
I love that. Please continue on that. I love that. I love cooking. And I love music. All of that.
Yes, all of the above.
Sounds like a wonderful evening to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. Thank you for another beautiful experience.
It was wow today.
Yeah, thanks very much, Will. It's been awesome. Yeah, just one last thing I got just a little while ago. They said that if Moldavite is good for it's not bringing people to you. It's good for getting you to go to people, because that's what the meteor did. It knew where to go, and it just like boom, it went there. It's like that. You'll connect with the people you're supposed to connect with. It does that for you as well. Part of the vibration it holds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But do they have to have it too, or
no?
How does that work?
No, just if you've got Moldavite, it'll help you connect with. You'll connect with the right people in your life. It'll speed up the process of you connecting with the right people. Makes it more it makes things more direct, is what it does. It's the information I'm getting. It's like it gives you like more how can I put it? Yeah, you're on a fast track to where you want to go, where you really want to go. Boom, you just go. That's what it help you with.
So what do you guys think about maybe me doing a test, kind of like an experiment, experimenting using Moldavite.
Oh yeah, totally. Go for it. That's what I was doing, just experiment with it and see what works for you, because what works for one person is no necessarily going to work for you, so you really need to do that anyway to find out how it works best for you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when you start experimenting, it's like what Will was saying earlier, you'll just intuitively do it. You'll be like, oh, I want to try putting that like on my heart chakra, or maybe I'll try putting it on my crown, or you'll do something with it and it'll be right. You see people doing it with crystals all the time, because I've heard loads of people doing this with crystals. They're not even crystal people, and I've seen my ex-girlfriend. She done it once. She wasn't into crystals at all, and she got it once, and she just put it right in her third eye once, and she went, "Oh, look at me!" And it's like people just instinctively know what to do, You know what I mean? So yeah, totally. Yeah, just go for it. If you want to experiment, definitely. Yeah, you should make a note of what you do as well, and you should share it with others.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. And I mean, I wear other things, and I know what they feel like for me, but I've never worn a Moldavite, actually. I've only used it in meditation to see what happens with it, but on my third eye, always.
Yeah.
Actually, when I first got it, I taped it to my third eye.
Yeah, I tried doing that as well. I taped it to my head, my third eye, and I went to sleep with it taped to my third eye once as well, but it did nothing. Didn't do anything for me. Yeah, you don't go outside like that.
It's a really cool look. Everyone should do it. It's a new trend.
Yeah, you want to wrap the sellotape around a few times just to make sure it doesn't fall off. So. Yeah. So yeah, thanks very much, Will. That was.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was awesome.
Can you do one little favor, Neil?
Sure.
You did it in your Hangout. Can you hold up your Moldavite and put your phone behind it and shine the light through it?
Oh yeah, I can do that. No problem. Just 1 second.
Yeah. Because to me, that's one of the really cool properties of Moldavite, is that it looks so different when you backlight it.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've showed it to people before, and they think it's black, yeah? And I'm like, no, it's actually green. So it's very, very dark.
There you go.
Ooh, it's like wow. That's gorgeous.
So that's a raw piece. You can see how rough it is, huh?
It's beautiful.
So yeah, that's it without.
Oh wow.
That's it.
I'm having Moldavite envy right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color. It's really beautiful.
It is.
Very vibrant and fresh.
Really nice. Wow.
Yeah, I always go check out the Moldavite pieces at the shop every time I go, but none of them want to come home, and they're always telling me, that's too expensive. That's too expensive. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm sorry I lost you guys there earlier.
That's okay.
My phone just died out on me.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Exactly. It was perfect timing because we got to talk about you when you left.
We did. I mean, I was saying that, some people have the complete opposite effects. Like some stones have the complete opposite effects on certain people. Like maybe that stone is calming and grounding for you, whereas it would be agitating to another. Versus, like, I had a completely different experience than I expected today. Like, I felt bliss, and that's not a thing I was thinking I would be feeling. So I just kind of wanted to say that, we all vibrate at different places and have different DNA makeup, so stones affect us differently. The fact that you love your stone is really the most important thing about it.
I agree.
At least, in my mind.
I just think that when I was holding it, you're discussing what was happening, the histories of the Moldavite, my body, it's almost as if it was speaking truth to me. It resonated with me, and my body just started, my heartbeat. I could feel my heartbeat all over my body, and it was good. I took that as a sign of, oh, what they're saying, that I feel that there's part of me that I resonate with it, or I remember that, I feel that. So I just
You
wanted to share that
remember
with you.
that. You remember that.
Yeah, I felt that. I remember that. I felt a sense of sadness, like, and I grabbed it and I went, oh, that's
Uh-huh.
kind of deep.
Yeah, because I got you had a lifetime on the planet.
Yeah, that's how I felt. And then I was like, oh.
That's really cool.
And then I felt like when I grabbed them all, I was like, okay. It was almost as if at that moment they wanted to tell me, like, to help me remember, and that I did. And when I said, yeah, I like, I respect it. Respect it. I acknowledge it. And the heartbeat, it settled down. Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's what I wanted to share.
Amazing.
Totally.
So that's good. So you went through a little bit of transformation yourself just now, because it's like you're accepting it, you know what I mean? So you actually integrate it. If you never accepted it, you would just kept that anxious feeling, you know what I mean? So that's good for you. That's definitely good that you did that. Yeah, well done. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks.
So go ahead, Ray, if you want to share.
Yeah. Something that I notice in the book I'm reading from is by Melody, Love is in the Earth. So what I'm about to read, I take no credit for. But what they mentioned was that Moldavite is like a tektite, which is what I'm about to show. There we go. This one came from China, but also something I did not hear was that Moldavite should not be cleansed in a salt, which is later described. For those who care about their gems, I'd highly recommend not doing that. But if you do, put a piece of cloth underneath of it, because it may be soluble or it'll deteriorate. I'm not sure.
Okay, thanks for sharing. I normally don't cleanse my stones in water because I cleanse it with Reiki. But a whole bunch wanted to come with me when I did the water blessing for the equinox. And I was surprised. I thought only one was going to come, but there were 20-something stones that wanted to come and party. So
Stones like to party, dude.
they do, especially my stones.
No, especially my stones.
Yeah, I've hung with stones. Your stones rock.
No pun intended, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm kidding. Oh. So, Sarah, have you acknowledged the information you're getting yet?
Well, I was just feeling the energies of it. Michelle is right. It's very present, the energy in the frontal lobe, very present. And then as I started accepting that energy, I can feel the energy come in through the top of my crown chakra and going down through the rest of my body. And it keeps wanting to spread out of my body, so it's pulsating outside of myself at the moment. So that's what I'm feeling. I didn't get the whole background story, so I'm just allowing what comes through to come through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So if you put your hands out to the side like this, and maybe down at a little bit of an angle, you'll find the right angle for you, since you're already feeling the energy pushing out of your body. and just allow it to push out more. Don't force it, just allow it. And just feel your hands then connect with Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling a really strong connection.
Yeah, it got really strong.
Exactly.
I'm just going to send it to the rest of the planet.
Exactly.
I can hear a deep vibration, like it's at the back of my head still. It's not hurting me or anything. But
I can actually feel what you're talking about, Carolina.
what is it?
Yeah, it's kind of moving from the frontal lobe to the back of my head.
Yeah, that's it. And it feels like a vibration. It's
Uh-huh.
like at the back.
It sort of keeps going back and forth.
Can you teach me how to deal with it?
You breathe through it. You
Don't clench
allow
your
the
jaw.
energies. What are you doing?
So Neil, are you trying to? Why don't you put your arms out to the side? Are you feeling the energy outside of your physical body?
Oh yeah, I've been feeling it all the time because I've got a grid right round me, like with
Okay.
Moldavite crystals on it. So I've been feeling it the whole time. But now it's starting to die down, so I'll let it rise up again, okay?
Okay. So Carolina, what I do is I try to keep my teeth apart just a little bit. That way I make sure I'm not clenching. And then when I breathe, I try to breathe slow and steady. Deep, slow, and steady. That way I'm not doing short breaths, I'm not nervous. I also know it's a benevolent energy, and I know that I have a high vibration, so I'm not worried about incompatibilities or anything. And I'm allowing it to flow through me. I'm allowing it to go into Gaia. So my hands, when they connect, are there's just a lot of energy. And I'm not even intending Reiki to go through. It's just I'm allowing the energy that three of you had described, that Sarah and Michelle and Carolina have described, and I'm tapping into that and allowing that to flow through me. And the energy keeps changing colors for me. It goes to that really light white blue, and then there's green, and then there's like the different shades of Moldavite that Neil was showing. Okay, it's collecting fairies and elementals. Welcome, Herkimer.
Yeah, the air just changed. It got a bit more crispier.
Yeah, the pixies and the elementals aren't talking. They're just vibrating with it. They're adding to it, but also receiving, which is nice. It's a nice exchange. What are you looking at a day? I just opened my eyes and I'm going,
Yeah.
a day's getting information here.
Well, just slightly. I kept getting, it's a food source. Moldavite is a food source for your, I don't know if this makes sense because I know nothing about Moldavite, but like for crystal bodies, it's like a food source of some sort, like it's a nutrient, whatever you get from it. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Totally.
Okay. There's like something here that's feeding me information.
Yeah, ties into what Will was saying earlier. They don't eat food, so it still carries that vibration from that planet because they're integrated with it. So yeah, keep going today.
I see Gaia smiling with the conversation and the information that we've uncovered today.
Yeah, that's what came in. As soon as I came in here, I started smiling with the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because from what I'm getting, what they said, it's like crystals. It's because it's something to do with it no being from Gaia. That's how they use it, like a food source, because it's not from Gaia. It's from outside. It's like that energy can. It's hard to explain, but that energy can be used as a. It's like what you say. It's like nutrients for it. Huh? It's like something from outside is coming in. Something that's no off Earth is coming in. It revitalizes the crystals in some way. Huh? I was saying like it adds on to them. It adds on to them from what they've already got, from the energies they've already got. It's like an outside energy that adds on.
Makes it more vibrant or something.
Yeah. God, I just saw a huge orb there, like massive, like about this size. It just went big silver thing.
Yeah, earlier the pixies made a sphere around me, and then that helped make a blue orb around me, which was really awesome. Are you okay, Omaira?
It's funny, I see little elementals jumping up for joy.
A pyramid just popped up around me. It's like, okay.
Oh, weird. I had pyramids. Lots of pyramids show up. I forgot about that in my meditation.
Totally cool.
Okay, I don't have the pressure in my head anymore. I can only hear the vibration.
Yeah, it's released.
Yeah. It's gone to my hands, so I can feel my hands thinking like a heartbeat.
Yeah, and my eyes are blinking, which means there's a being. And I think it's the Moldavite being, to tell you the truth. It's happy we're connecting with it.
Yes.
It's the collective of the Moldavites.
It's the essence, it's a collective consciousness of the planet itself.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've been doing for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Is increasing their collective.
There's a crystal language. And a crystalline language. They're constantly in communication with each other. Not just the Moldavites, the other crystals of this planet. We are all happy that we're connecting to them now. And they wish for the connection to continue. We are connecting with them now because of our changes. The changes within our bodies from carbon to crystalline. We can connect to their conversation, their crystalline language whenever we wish. We have become part of them as they are a part of us. Speak to the crystals as they speak to you. Allow the information to flow through you so that it may be shared with others. They are part of the collective of Gaia as humanity. They have much information to share with us. Our histories are recorded within them. They contain the sacred knowledge of this planet and other planets. Speak to them, connect with them, and they will share their knowledge. That is all for now.
Namaste.
Namaste. Wow.
Exactly.
Mm.
Oh my god. Got tears coming down my face. So deep. Those are tears of joy, by the way. Sarah, before you came, I shared my meditation, and basically what it was, I saw all the crystals, not just the Moldavite. I saw all of them connecting, joining together to heal the earth.
Yes.
These are the crystals that the humans have, and also the crystals that haven't been, that are still buried, basically. So they're in the earth and in water, and the crystals that people have, they're all joining up together to heal the earth. That's basically what I felt in my meditation.
Wow. Thank you.
So Neil, are you getting any additional information?
No, not really.
Okay,
See
maybe
if I
you can
can
help
tap
me
in.
with this. I keep getting, it's like a key that unlocks something.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
think
sure
it's,
what, something to do with the ascension or something.
yeah, that's just what I was going to say, the ascension, yeah. Because
Yeah,
that's part of the purpose that's
it's
here,
something
eh?
to do with Middle Earth.
Oh,
Not Middle
really?
Earth, Agartha or some.
I'll see if I can get.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, go
Yeah, what I'm
ahead.
getting, it's like a bridge, yeah. It's a bridge between the two, between here and Agartha is what I'm getting. So it's not, yeah, it somehow acts as like a bridge with the energies, eh? So, let's see if I can get more.
Don't concentrate so hard.
It's
Yes.
like a,
No,
it's like
I
a bridge.
do that because I feel so much pressure right here.
Uh-huh.
Information, it just presses on my eyes. It's not me doing it. I'm not even trying to concentrate.
Okay. So I'm going to break out with this one. So here is white agate.
Mm.
Okay, so since you mentioned Agartha, to me, this is the stone to connect with Agartha.
Okay.
So just kind of like, let me get it in the right angle here.
It looks white.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
It shines.
It does.
That's very cool. It takes so little to make me happy sometimes.
Exactly. Exactly. So I went out and got this piece after I connected with, I call them the White Agatha. So to me, the White Agatha is the spiritual group that first came and established Lemuria, and then to me, Agartha is the remains of Lemuria in the planet, in other beings that are there.
Beautiful.
So I don't want to influence your thought process on connecting to Agartha.
Not at all.
So you connect and you get your independent information, because I could talk for weeks on Lemuria and Agartha. Okay. Welcome, Joe. So where can I put this? I can put it. No, probably can't see it there. No. Apparently, there's another piece on my crystal grid. We're over there in the corner.
Doesn't matter where it is.
Exactly.
I can connect to it.
Yes, I kept getting information. They kept flashing in, but then said, no, concentrate on the Moldavite. And then they flashed in again, and then, no, concentrate on the Moldavite. But I love connecting with you guys. Just concentrate on the Moldavite.
Yeah, because what I'm getting is the reason these are getting sore heads is because it does. That's what they're saying just now. They're like, it change when you start connecting with Moldavite. It actually changes you. It's like I was saying before. It changes like it changes the synapse in your brain or something. It changes some of your makeup somehow.
In a good way.
That's okay. Yeah. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that's why it actually gives you a lot of direction, because that's what it's doing. It's changing part of your thought process so it can get you sort of on a more aligned track. That's why people get sore heads in the beginning with it. So, and they're saying it's adjusting to the energy as well. It's adjusting to the frequency of it. Both things are the same thing.
Well, that's what I could feel. I could feel both hemispheres like doing kind of like the infinity, the energy rolling from side to side to side.
Yeah, it's balancing your hemispheres. That's what it's doing. That's why you get the symbol, because it's creating a balance within them. That's what it's doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's saying like it'll affect everybody's brains differently. That's why people are having different experiences, because people have got different. Yeah, there's different things going on, so everybody's different.
Yeah, it's like the galactic languages, the way it connects with your brain, and everyone feels all sorts of things in their brain when they hear it for the first time, because it is a language of its own.
Yes. So Joe wants us to talk about how Moldavite can be grounding, and one of the things that I did in my meditation when I imagined holding it closer to my root chakra, it allowed me, I actually felt myself being halfway in the earth, and I felt my connection. Other things we talked about, Joe, were that Neil and I both got information, and Sarah confirmed it without hearing that other information, which was really interesting. That there was this planet that was very spiritual that eventually blew up. Gaia put out a, hey, I'm going to need this eventually for ascension. Who wants to send some help? And part of this planet was really spiritual, and they connected in with the planet on a daily basis, a routine basis throughout the day. And that's where they stored their information, their spirituality. They knew the planet was going to explode eventually, and that the information needed to be disseminated throughout the galaxy. And so they physically grounded every chance they could to send information in. And we, if you meditate with Moldavite and you choose to ground, and if you set your intention to ground, it will help immensely with your ability to ground. And if you add to it your appreciation for what you have in this life, things that you like to do, like do you like to cook, or do you like to run, or do you like to garden, or do you like to do other things, that will really help with the grounding. It's grounding for Kit Kat.
Yeah, the both people I know that have said it's grounding is Joe and Kit Kat, Herkimer Diamond. They're the two that find it grounding. And very grounding, they find it very grounding, huh?
Right.
So.
Guys, well, I had that pressure in my head before, but I don't actually have a Moldavite with me.
Yeah, but that's all right, because you're picking up on the energies from it. It's everywhere, and it's everybody's sending it to each other.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Even if people watch this over, like if they watch over this, the energy will still be there. So even people watching back over it on YouTube will get that. They'll get that. They'll still be able to connect with it, even if they've not got any. So it'll be good for people to want to see what it's like. Yeah.
And if you want to do the meditation again and again, is one of the things I do when I'm first starting the meditation is that I'm sending the holy fire to everyone watching the video in any timeline. I mean, it could be 10 years from now, they're going to get the same holy fire energy that we got in our Hangout.
Yeah, I certainly felt the deep energy in this webinar. Really, totally, different to the other webinars. Really, it made me almost meditate twice.
Exactly. So a day is saying, do you want to say it yourself, or do you want to just keep typing a day? Okay. So she's saying that what she's getting is that the messages that are embedded in the Moldavite is what unlocks, and it has to be placed on a particular areas of the earth. Okay. And then Neil says, yeah, the messages will be unlocked at certain times. To me, if you meditate it in any different now, you're going to get different information from the Moldavite. And if you do it in a different location, that's also a different now. So you'll get different information. Is that what you were going to say, Neil?
Yeah, no, that's not what I was going to say, but that resonates a lot, yeah. And it's like, from what I got when I read the days, it's like, yeah, the you can get a lot of information from it now, but there's certain lessons that they learn that'll come out at the right times. It'll come out into humanity. So not just people just sitting holding it, but everybody will start realizing things, and that's part of the reason it's here as well, to give these messages to humanity at certain times. So it's guidance. It's like guidance they're giving there. The Moldavite's giving. Yeah, the heart of Gaia, I forgot that. That's spot on, because I got that during the meditation as well. That's what it said to me. It said, I am the heart of Gaia. The heart of Gaia. Yeah, that's what it said.
To me, that's the ultimate in grounding right there. It's if you're feeling the heart of Gaia, you are so grounded, you're connected right up into your heart center.
I kept getting that, but I wasn't sure like if it was the heart of Gaia or your heart chakra, like if you should place it on. But that makes complete sense.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, during the meditation, I didn't get the heart of Gaia. It was the heart of the planet it came from. That's what it's told me. It was the planet it came from. It was the heart of that. But it would make sense that it's the heart of Gaia as well, with the colour that it is. And there was something I couldn't get it. But what you're saying today about it, there was a certain reason it went to that location. I got that as well. There was a big reason for it going to that specific location. The only thing I could get is because of the war. It created the war there, but that's not the reason that it was placed there. There's something special about that spot. Something special. It happened there. It ploughed in there for a reason. There's something about that area, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Oh, guys, yeah, it's good to get more information. Yeah.
Neil, did you say earlier that Gaia sent out a call for help?
Yeah.
And so that would be like a call for help, I guess I would equate with a cry from the heart.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, at that time she wasn't like, she knew what was coming, and she's like, I need assistance with this. I need like help and assistance because of what's going to come later. And if anybody wants to come and help, and then that was when it was decided and it came, and it's like, boom. It didn't come right away, but then it was decided that's what would happen, you know. So yeah, it'd be like a call from the heart, you could say, yeah.
So Joe, you unmuted. You were going to talk about something. Is it still relevant? Did you still want to share?
Yeah, I do, but it's not relevant. Sorry.
You just share anyway, then.
No, I'm sorry, it's not.
Okay.
I lost my track. Sorry.
Hey Neil, isn't Joe's avatar pretty spot on for tonight?
Okay, I may have missed this, but can you give me more information on the planet where the Moldavite came from, the planet that blew up?
So Neil got some information. I got information a couple weeks ago, and I connected with that again today, and so did Neil. The planet, it blew up about 3.5 billion years ago. And the people on the planet, a lot of the people on the planet were very spiritual and connected with the planet on a daily basis, many times a day. And I connected in with this particular man who ran, for lack of a better term, a spa, but he also did energy work. And the planet wasn't necessarily known for its technology, so people in surrounding star systems used their technology to come to the planet. And when they came to his spa, his ability to connect with the planet and the information and energy that was stored in the planet is also used for healing and energetic transformations of the clients. Neil also connected in at a different point in a timeline where the reptilians on the planet were also in conflict with the other beings on the planet, and that escalation caused the destruction of the planet. And part of the knowledge that is imparted in the pieces of Moldavite, that when it actually impacted on the planet, that it's, this is what we did right, this is what we did wrong, you guys have a chance to not do it wrong, learn from our lesson.
Okay, thank you. I do connect to that. Thank you.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And that was the guy that I said had this, when he connected with the planet, there was this whitish blue light that's coming from him and then goes out all into the planet. Yes, it was very connected to Gaia. Yes. I don't have a name of the planet. I've asked a couple of times, but it's not that important, I also get. But the collective consciousness of the planet is merged with the spirit of Gaia since since before the impact of the meteor. Because clearly there is no separation. Are they saying anything interesting, Neil?
No, I can't get any more. It's like it's starting to fade out for me now. It's that tea and seeing an orb there. It's like it's starting to fade out, and then they show me an orb. It's like, all right.
Exactly. That's why I haven't pressed stop on Hangout. It's just like our energy's getting low, and then all of a sudden it's just like new information comes in. What's going on?
Yeah. Okay, I'll see if I can tap it and get any more.
Okay.
Okay, so they're saying to me, it's like this, right? So they're saying there's like pitfalls and markers when humanity do certain things. It's like it spurs life into them. When I say it to them, it's like the consciousness of within Moldavite, you've got the species consciousness within it. So it's like when certain things happen with humanity, it's like it spurs them into life, and it activates them, and it's like it puts them into action, and they're like, that's when their energy starts getting stronger, when certain things occur, because they don't want us. It's like they're here to stop us from making these mistakes. So that's when their energy actually boosts with certain things that happen to us as a collective. It boosts their energy because it fires them up.
When something happens in you that triggers your vibration to change, that your vibration then triggers the Moldavite at that point. And you are ready for that information. And that opens up that communication channel for you to receive that information at that point.
Yes. The reason that this is actually taking place and this is coming out now is because humanity as a collective are starting to get to that stage where they're actually starting to shift. So it's like it's spurred them all up. They're like, right, it's like what you just said. It's like it's activated them. So that's part of this. What's going on just now is it's like the doors starting to open much wider. Before it was happening, but it was happening sort of underground. Now it's like the floodgates are starting to open with this substance, and the energy of it's starting to really start to flood through. So that's what we're doing. We're creating a gateway for this energy to start coming through now, and to really start influencing humanity as a collective, even people who don't have the Moldavite. So that's what this event is, like a gateway. All the others are facilitators for that gateway. All the others are like, yeah, just like that.
A spiral of energy is shooting out of my third eye at this point.
Well, the energy is going to go up soon, so we want you to receive this.
Molten Moldavite has different properties, a little different.
They were just saying to me, they're here with us all the time. Recognize that this ascension that we're going through, they're ascending as well. It's their ascension also. It's been a long time coming for them, and it's been a long, hard struggle. But they're feeling the shift now, and they're feeling the excitement building, and this is generating great excitement in them, which they've not felt for a long time, and it's revitalizing their energies. They're remembering the whole reason for this relationship between their species, their consciousness, and ours. It's time to change. And they're here for that change. So I do not see us as a separate species as such, a separate consciousness. See us as a part of your collective, because we are a part of your collective. We have merged with you, with your planet. There is more work to be done with the human consciousness, but this is in part what this event is about. Yes, as we merge more fully with your human collective, the more you will understand.
Exactly. As we integrate the goods and the bads of their vibration, can only lead to a better understanding of ourselves and the collective consciousness.
Is anyone feeling their third eye?
Not in about 10 minutes for me. But 10 minutes ago, there was this spiral shooting out.
Yes.
It was
Oh
totally
my God.
It was like a fire hose shooting out. But
Yeah, and I keep hearing this deep, oh, like,
Yes.
oh my God.
That's the
It's like the
language.
sound of the earth. It's
Yeah.
like
That's
a
the
third
language
eye
of Moldavite.
pulsation with the sound of the earth.
Yeah, it's very deep.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's telling me. There's others in the room that are getting messages, and it's saying that the messages should be shared because only specific messages are given to specific people. You have to recognise that the people in this at this event you're all here for a specific reason. You're all here to bring the messages through and to bring the energy through. So if you have messages, it should be shared. It should be shared with the rest. And when they say the rest, they do not mean the rest of the people in this hangout, they mean the rest of humanity. So if you have messages, either type them out or you can verbally share them.
That mean you got a message, Mayra? Yes?
So my messages come through images,
Uh-huh.
and so when we're meditating right now, I'm not sure who was speaking, but a woman asked if they had seen the third eye, if there was any activity, and so at that point, when I thought of the Pleiades and I thought of Alcyon, I felt like I was given like a golden crown, and then here would be like purple, but I can see through the whole, like the third eye. And then I went on a beautiful journey throughout the galaxies. It was very beautiful. I'm not sure what message that totally was, but that was given, so that I do resonate with what she asked, which was at that moment was the third eye being opened, and it was when I gave recognition to the Pleiades that I got that.
Yes. To me, what I see it is like this physical band of gold metal.
Yes.
And there was a gold, there was a purple crystal that was in there.
Yes.
And there was gold around the outside holding the crystal in place. And then as soon as you started meditating on it, and the crystal disappeared, and there was just like this hole into your third eye where you could actually just lose yourself.
Yes, yes. Perfect.
No, nice.
I don't know, but I'm getting somehow this planet that we're talking about was there in the Pleiades.
You think so?
That was the thought that came when she started explaining where she went.
Yeah, because that didn't happen until the moment that I gave recognition and I put Pleiadians into Alcyon, and then boom, that opened up for me. Almost like a gift.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, I have this little voice in my head. It keeps saying, "Say it, say it." So, and I said it in my meditation. It happened exactly as same. It just kept telling me to say it, and it's to do with synchronicity of time, the timing, the same time. I don't, I don't even know what I'm saying. It's to do with the timing. It's basically asking me to tell you to think about your timing in thinking about Moldavite. That's it. Just it's to do with the timing. It's to do with the timing synchronicity. Same thing that happened. See, in my meditation, my thoughts came through. I was wondering how come these two webinars came round about the same time I bought a Moldavite. I'm still waiting for it. And so that little thought in my head kept saying, okay, you should mention that because it's important. And so I'm saying it now. I don't know what I'm saying, but I have to say it.
So that leads me to pose the question, what's going on in your life now? What is the major low that's going on in your life, and what's the major high in your life? And what are those two things? Because those two things are going on right now at the same time as the Moldavite. And how can the high and the low from the planet that Moldavite originated from, how can their high vibrational spirituality and their egoic stubbornness, which caused the destruction of the planet, how can those two things be applied to your two situations?
Is that to me?
Everybody, anybody who's listening out in YouTube land, anyone in the Hangout. It's not that you have to share it, but if you just think about it,
Oh, okay. Carolina, are you going to answer that question for yourself at the moment?
Go ahead. It's fine. I didn't even know why I had to say it. It's just something inside kept saying you need to say it, and that's why I had to. I did.
Okay. This is linking to a dream that I had some time ago last year. This is the dream of the first, what you would call Christ. They were beings, tall, long robes. They did not look like us, but they did have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. Very tall beings. And this is the story of the beings who worked their whole lives without question, without understanding. They worked their whole lives for another species on their planet. It was rough. It was hard. And because of the asking inside of the hearts of people for a change, for a difference to occur, one was born who broke all the rules. One was born to say what must never be said, what had never been thought, because that was the life they had known for centuries. He stood up against authority, stood up against the life that he was born into, and said, we deserve something better. We deserve to live freely. He was able to gain some support from the people, and at the same time, opposition arose. Those who did not want change, those who wanted to keep everything the same because that is what they understood, even if life was difficult. His support gained force, gained mass, and so did the opposition. And when the time came for a third species to come and help them to leave the planet, at least for those who wanted something different, who cried out for change, they were able to leave. And the rest who did not leave with the ship stayed on that planet. Many arguments broke out. Some who stayed said, maybe we should have gone. Maybe we should have left with the others. And so, as we know, as fights continue to occur, sides begin to separate and wars begin to rage. This is the story of that planet. And in the process, as war continued, the planet, in its own divinity, decided to give up and to allow its own explosion. This was an experience of those on that planet and of that planet. It was an experience that went back to source. It was an experience for any planet that had gone through similar circumstances. When enough of the planet, the beings that live on the planet, decide they would like a change in their circumstances, one shall be born that will show them another way. This experience reverberated throughout the universe. And this information is coming along because this is where we are at this time. We are making a choice of change. The choice to decide a different future for ourselves. The choice to reconnect to who we are and reconnect to all things around us. We have decided as a human collective, we wanted change. The Moldavite brings that history to us and that knowledge to us. We can appreciate all the history of the crystals on this planet. They all have their story to tell. We are one with their story and one with them and one with everything around us, the universe and source. We can learn from them and they can learn from us. This is why the Moldavite and its story is important at this time. It's to help teach us the options we have and to help us to make better choices for ourselves. Namaste.
Namaste. Exactly. All I can say is wow, just like Ray just said.
That was amazing. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for co-creating this. Namaste to all.
It's getting pretty late here. Do you have anything you want to share, Neil? Let's start to wrap up.
Yeah, we can start wrapping up for sure. Yeah, thanks everybody for helping. There's a ton of good information there.
A ton of good information.
That is the most information on Moldavite ever, I'm sure of it.
I'm shocked that it's so late. I thought it was maybe 8:30 or 9.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
That was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Oh.
That was great.
So thank you so much for joining tonight. Um, your energy out in YouTube land has definitely contributed to this as well. If you want to type something in the comments below, please do so. Add what you saw about Moldavite or anything.
Oh my God, honestly.
Your comments are so welcome. So thank you so much. Tap into Moldavite anytime that you need or want. And thanks for joining us. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Much love to all.
Much love to
Bye,
all.
everybody. Good night.
Much love.